of the Mind Flayer.
Welcome to Theatre of the Mind Flayer, a D&D play podcast set in the homebrewed world of Jekyll. We've got 2 DMs for some reason, which can only mean twice the fun. So sit back, relax, and enjoy your time at
Theatre of the Mind Flayer.
Hey, welcome to Theatre of the Mind Flayer, the podcast that fucks.
I just went deaf in my right ear. Jesus.
Jacob Machin. Luke doesn't know how to... Why do you sit there?
Because there's no other seats.
That's fair. Get here early then. I'm Jacob Machin, that's Caleb Dowdall.
Hello, hello.
How you doing?
Yeah, I'm really good. How are you? You're just back from Australia. How was it?
Love the people, love the family, hate the place. Moving on. We have Danielle Butlin.
Hi.
We have Daelyn Lester-Serafini.
Hey.
I almost forgot your names. We have Michael Briganti.
Hello.
It's been a while. We have Hercules Mays.
Hi.
And we have Luke Sykes.
Hi.
How are y'all doing? We've had a bit of a break because I went traveling and then we'll take another bit of a break soon. But how's everyone doing? I know, Michael, you're midway through rehearsing and you've been doing the odd bit of training here and there.
Yeah. So I've just been in rehearsals for a show called What a Young Wife Ought to Know, presented by Excavation Theatre. This is a plug. This is what it's turning into.
Go for it.
Well, it's probably by the time this episode comes out, it's going to be done.
It is now, baby.
But I was just in a theater show. It went great.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's a lovely.
Can you tell us why the emergency services were called to that second last performance?
Oh yeah. Well, actually, funny story about that play. When it was first presented, it was notorious for making audience members faint at certain parts of the show, and there was it was always at the same part of the show without diving into what the show what that moment is, and it was the same point, and they had at least 7 or 8 people faint at that exact moment. So.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's not a.
Is there any kind of something going on in the stage that would kind of warrant that, lights and?
No, it's like the subject matter.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay. So it's not like an epileptic thing. It's like a.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
You just
but
like
if they
shows
have
no warning in the program.
They would have to put a warning. But yeah, other than that, rehearsals are great, and did some training at a bar on the beach, which Jacob also did.
Yeah, training with Bird on the beach. You also went to Fan Expo.
I did go to Fan Expo.
Met a bunch of people. If you're new listeners from Fan Expo, hi. Welcome.
I'm the creepy guy who was like, hey, can I take your photo?
Yeah. You're now on a podcast with a bunch of creepy people. I had a bunch of shout out to all my listeners from my Start Playing Games groups. A whole bunch of people have kind of started listening in. So thank you guys for listening in.
Anyone that listens.
Thank you for listening in.
Thank you.
Luke, thank you for putting it on play down with the volume all the way down for at least getting that listening. You don't do that anymore?
By the way, Spotify, you can listen at 10 times the speed. It's great.
I did my part.
Yeah, you just burned straight through it. What's everyone else got going on before we dive into other stuff? Daelyn, you've been doing Shakespeare, completely, totally improvised Shakespeare.
Yeah, we had another show last night, which was super fun.
Did you win?
I did win because I got to play an old man. So, I clearly won the game.
You experienced true power for once. You played an old...
Yeah, I know. An old white man, really. I just...
Excellent. That's a level 20 character right there.
Yeah. But it was fun. My mom came to the show, and afterwards she was like, really? You guys really make it all up? I was like, yeah, it's improv, Mom. And she's like, but really? Did you not just have a conversation? I was like, no, Mom, it's all made up. She's like,
But I mean,
really?
That's a testament to your improv abilities. So that's a very big compliment, right?
Yeah, no, I took it as a she was just not buying it no matter what I said. She's like, no, I think you're cheating somehow. I was like, okay, all right.
Sure. No, mother, I have talent. Leave me alone.
No, thank you. So yeah.
What's everyone else been up to?
I'm training for a 10K. I signed up.
What are you doing? You can't even fucking... You drop popcorn because your hands are shaking and tremoring. How are you going to make it through a marathon?
Excuse me, I thought you guys would be on board for
No, I mean,
you basically set a date for the day you're going to have a heart attack and die.
Wonderful.
It's only 10K. It's only 10K. It's not like a marathon or
we
anything.
want you to be healthy, but we're just worried about the current condition that you're in.
Yeah, feeling good.
Maybe work
feeling
at
good
it.
right
You
now.
don't just jump straight into something.
Well, I've been training. It's not till April. Yeah, I joined a running club. I knew you'd get a laugh out of that. For some reason, every single person I've told has laughed. I think it's nice that I joined a running club.
Is it like a morning running club or is it?
No, it's an evening running club.
What's the
in
median
US.
age of everyone in the running group?
I am the youngest.
Okay.
it kind of ranges like kind of 40 odd, I would say. But it's cool because it starts at a pub and the pub give half price points afterwards. If you're part of the running club.
You're missing the point, Jay.
No, but it was really good because I ran my first 5K last week. I hadn't done a 5K before.
Good for you.
And I ran it last week. And like after 4K, I was feeling really...
Shut up, Luke.
I was feeling really
Being
shit.
supportive. What?
He doesn't deserve our support.
Thank you. But the pub really helped me because at K4 I was
coming up.
well yeah like I was feeling so bad and I was like, oh my god, I really just want to stop now. Like my body was giving out so much, but I was like, I'm a kilometer from the pub and I'm gonna get a cheap pint now. So it really does kind of motivate you for that like last little
Alcoholism
stretch.
to the rescue.
Yeah. So it was good. I did 5K yesterday as well, and that one actually went a lot better. I feel like my body's kind of getting used to it now, so I'm a bit nervous for 10, but I reckon if I slowly like increase it over the next few weeks.
When is the
16th of April.
Oh,
Yeah. So got a decent amount of time, like
a little over
like a month and a half to like double from
Well,
5K
I'm
to
proud
10.
of you.
Thank you, Luke.
What's your time you're aiming for?
Oh, I'm not aiming for a time.
He's aiming
I just want to finish.
being alive.
The first 5K I did was 31 minutes.
Nice. Very good.
So
Have
I
you
did-
checked to see if there's a pub at the end of the 10K?
No, but I'm assuming it is because it's downtown, right? There's pubs everywhere. So, and apparently they have like bands playing all along there. Have you guys?
Oh, that's
have any-
nice.
you guys done the Sun Run?
Luke's
Which
done
one is it?
marathons.
Which one is it? Caleb?
Run. A little.
Which run is
You've
it?
done marathons.
I don't know. I think
One.
it's like across the seawall.
Correct me if
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
wrong.
I think
mean,
so.
I heard that they're currently under renovation, but yes, the pub that I used to work at was the start/finish for that
Perfect.
particular run.
Perfect. Oh, I tell you what, there'd be many pints drank now.
Correct me if
I
I'm
finish.
correct me if I'm wrong, Luke. Did your partner not sign you up for a marathon on a first date or something like that?
No, she has a yearly goal of trying to kill me.
Okay, but what happened? I remember
On my birthday, she gets me a gift that usually entails me putting my body into physical harm. 1 year was deluging, skeletoning, so face first down a track without any training.
Jesus, is that legal? Can you're allowed to do that?
She found someone to let me do it.
Takes her job very seriously.
So she is just trying to kill you.
Yep. And the year before that, she signed me up. I said to her, offhand comment, that I would like to do an ultra marathon before I die. It's on my bucket list. And then she said she found the longest one she could because she said, if you're going to do it properly, and then sign me up for it.
Damn.
Happy birthday. So I was like, oh, okay. And so I had to run that. Yeah.
So you've done it. How far is the ultra marathon?
That one was 125 kilometers.
That's crazy, and no person should ever like. That's not even healthy. Like
no,
you
it's
could
not
like,
healthy. It's really not
that's
healthy.
crazy.
Oh my god.
Your body's not meant to run that much.
Wait,
like.
where was it? Like
That was north of Jasper National Park.
okay.
Yeah.
Fair play.
And high elevation? Are they
it was
really just
5,000
trying to
meters up and then 5,000 meters down.
So you're running uphill.
No.
I hate the way he said that.
literally running up the Rocky Mountains.
Yeah.
What do you mean you do marathons and you don't run uphill? Yeah.
I suddenly feel kind of not so proud about my 5K now. It
That's why I
seems
don't
like
wanna bring it up.
nothing compared to 100.
Any
Feel-
person who gets off the sofa should be proud.
Nothing compared to 100.
It's like, why even bother? If people are running 100K,
Exactly.
why even bother training for
Stay in
10?
your lane.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you. You can join my running club one day.
Yeah. Are you in a running
No.
club? No. do you run regularly still now? Or you
No, after doing that, I was like,
to be fair, you peaked there. Like, what would you train for next?
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. If this goes well, I wouldn't mind doing like a short distance like triathlon.
Oh, you're going to
Maybe.
become one of those people, aren't you?
Because I'm a strong swimmer. So I think that's what most people struggle with the most in the triathlon usually.
Yeah, yeah.
What's your
to
cycling
swim.
like?
Well, I mean, it's probably not great. Cause
Yeah, it's like riding a bike.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I don't know. That's down the line.
He's got runner's knees.
Runner's knees.
Yeah, look at those knees. They're really runnery.
Also, these jeans are on their way out.
Also, he's
That
I
whole
was
used to
gonna
be this.
ask,
This whole
do
used to
they
be
come
like this, and now it's like
he's light as a feather too, so like
Yeah.
yeah, a natural athlete. Some would say, born for it.
not your
Molded.
doctor?
No, because I won't give him the chance.
No news is good news.
Caleb, do you want to give us a trivia treat?
Yeah. Welcome to this week's episode of Trivia Treats. How many playable races are classified as small, and what are they?
Ooh.
I will say I just created a spreadsheet with every single playable race in D&D, so I'm going to sit this one out.
Is this so? You gave us before we started. You gave us that there's going to be 3 possible round options. What kind of round is this?
This, I would say, is the challenging one.
The challenging one. Okay.
And I've one that I know you're going to go, and then I've got and then I've got one for you to compete in, like buzzer style, like quick fire.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, well, at
And we
least
have to
2.
name them, so we can't.
You have to name them, yeah.
Quick rule clarification.
Yeah.
Are we including the new Tasha's just about every race can be small and or medium?
No, because I mean, then that would be name every race, I guess. But yeah, no, the typically before, I guess, these new
D&D. Do whatever
D&D,
you want.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Goblin, halfling.
Yep, that's 2.
But what's the third?
Kobold.
Yes, that's 3.
Kobolds are considered small. Oh, yeah, I guess.
What, a dwarf
No.
or medium?
When did
Kobolds,
when did
dwarf or
kobolds
medium?
become playable
There
races?
are other like
With
Can
Tasha's or something, I believe.
Aarakocra be small?
Yeah. Grung. You
They're
can play as Grung.
Not
Did you put Grung down there?
I don't have grung.
Little
here.
frog people. They're small.
Are
Do
they
you not-
classified
do
as
you-
small?
Yeah.
are they playable?
Oh no, they might be. They're
Are they-
definitely playable. Yeah.
They might not be.
They're small creatures.
They're small. So you fucked up the count.
Hi guys, Caleb here with a quick aside. The Grung is a playable race in the One Grung Above supplement published by Wizards of the Coast for the Adventures League organized play program. The supplement provided rules for playing a Grung, including their traits, abilities, and cultural background. However, it's important to note that this supplement is not considered official material for general use in D&D 5e, but rather specifically for use in Adventures League games. As such, my role as Trivia Master remains untarnished. Sorry, Jake. Okay, back to the episode.
A gnome. A gnome.
A gnome
don't say gnome,
is there,
no.
yeah.
I don't think they're small. Pixie. You can play as a fairy.
Yes.
Yep.
So far we have fairy, gnome, goblin, halfling, kobold. I'll let you guys know that I'm just looking for one more. I'll have to fact check the
Fairy,
Grung.
gnome,
Can I
halfling,
say
kobold.
one
Fuck, that was 6.
might count?
Yes.
Is it the early stages of the Verdun that go from small to medium depending on how they age?
Nah.
Maybe this was the pedantic question. I don't know. I don't know, Herc. Maybe.
Well, the answer is 6.
The answer is
You gotta
7.
name them all.
It was
7.
Yeah.
That was right.
So we've only
There is
counted
7.
5.
You've counted 6.
What?
Read them out
Are we
again.
counting Grung?
No.
Okay.
Well, maybe.
We've only
I'll have
counted
to. I'll have to fact check it.
Halflings, goblins, kobolds,
Fairy.
gnome, fairy.
You said fairy, gnome, goblin, halfling, and kobold. Oh, there's 6. Excuse me. There is 6, but I am still just looking for one more.
It's not like
How
a...
big did Herringung get?
It's a herring gun.
I thought they were medium.
What's a
They are a small or
They're
medium.
small.
What's that
They're
one? Small to
small
medium.
creatures.
They are
Okay.
small or medium.
Yeah.
Damn.
So there you go. That was this week's episode of Trivia Treats.
Woo, point for Caleb. There you go.
So we're going to play an improv game. Thanks to Michael sending me a bunch of shit from certain improv groups.
I don't know which one we're going to
Michael,
play.
you're just like, I'm so sick of
subtle
Jason.
way of being like, maybe we should do this. We're going to do time jump.
Oh, yeah.
The idea
Like
is
that one?
That one,
the
yeah,
idea
it's a good
is that you get a scene, you play out a scene, and anyone is able to say freeze 10 minutes later, or freeze 20 years later, or freeze flashback 5 years, anything like that. And the actors fucking acquiesce. So, who has the... Well, Michael just put his hand in the air, so Michael's... Okay, so that's one for
My
Michael.
habit of when I scratch my back, I have to do like this.
What is this flourish? I'm itchy.
The most...
Every action
doth
has its
scratch.
equal opposite. So, Michael, who has the itchiest arsehole here?
I told Caleb to get that looked at.
I refuse.
It's one thing you should never do with someone who shits themselves is run a marathon. Just
Yeah.
But I feel like,
genuine
that's probably
piece of
more
advice.
acceptable than on a bus, right? At least there's like,
yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah, I mean, people will look at you and be like, wow, dedicated.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But when you're like 400 or 4080th, they're not going to be like, oh, dedicated.
Right.
You're like, you should just stop and shit, man.
Or an adult diaper.
Yeah. Yeah. Adult diaper and a catheter.
But I would like to say that, like, if I was in that position while running, I would probably just like dip out somewhere into like a
In the
bush
middle
or
of a town?
something.
Depends.
Or yeah, in an alleyway. I probably wouldn't just shit myself. I'd probably shit on the ground.
I don't know. I know.
You've never done that before, right?
I know a fair few people that'd be like, if I were on a bus and I was about to shit myself, I'd probably just dip out the bus.
Okay, we're not going to rehash this again, but I would have been stranded in the middle of nowhere. Anyway.
I don't think it's ever going to not come up.
So, can I get a show of hands, please?
Yeah, I got an itchy asshole. Fine.
There we go. Luke's got an itchy asshole. Do we want a 2-person scene and a 3-person scene? Yep, that's what we'll do. Caleb, can we get an occupation, please?
Doctor.
And can I get an illness from you?
One of your
Just off the top of your head.
Yeah.
Let's go
Caleb's facing his
with
fears for improv.
a sty, like an eye sty.
An eye sty.
Yeah.
Sty in your eye.
An eye sty.
What the fuck is that?
It's when you get a little lump on your eyelid that fills with
And
pus.
it's like, it's not always pus. It's just like, ow.
It's real gross when you pop it because it goes in your eyeball.
Jesus. Let's do it, Luke.
So,
You guys have had really extreme styles.
Herc, Daelyn,
I thought
Danielle.
Like, oh, you can't stop yourself from puking or something easy like that. But this is
An eye sty.
right.
A nice day. Herc, Daelyn, Danielle, you guys are welcome to shout freeze and give a flashback, flash forward, whatever you wish to do. And we'll see what happens with these motherfuckers. And if I need to, I'll rope someone else into the scene. So, Doctor, Sty, whenever you wish to begin.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just sort of showed up yesterday, and it seems like it's getting bigger.
Stop fucking touching your eye, man. You're freaking me out.
I'm acting.
I was like, you're going to get a Sty.
Don't mess with my process. I'm gonna get a Sty and real feel it.
At 3, 2, 1, go.
As I was saying before, yeah, it actually also started to.
I have told you time after time after time, I'm a doctor of archaeology. I can't help your eye.
Well, you're the only one who can take me at this hour.
Just because.
Well, maybe.
Yes, my door was open. Yes, my light is on. No, you're not welcome. I've told you this, son. Get out.
Well, have you seen anybody any ancient examples of this before?
Yes, when I'm looking at a mummy, I go, oh yeah, there's a sty in that dried person.
So you know
Actually,
what
saying that. Maybe
Freeze.
that's what
Flashback several thousand years to that moment. To the mummy.
I gotcha.
Wow. Discovering time travel in the future means I can be an archaeology that travels in the past. No one will ever know that I have come back and witnessing Tuchinamintnotep in his all-reigning power. It was a sty. That bastard was right.
Freeze. Flashback to the present.
Okay, you were right. Yeah. There was a sty. Okay, come here. I've got an ancient Egyptian way of fixing this. Come here.
All right.
Freeze. Flash forward 3 minutes.
Oh, it's growing. Like, look, it's getting bigger.
What are you doing? I summon the gods of Horus and Odysseus. Yes, I'm going Greek as well as I am gathering all the powers of all the gods across all the religions. Come to me.
Freeze. 6 months later.
Well, so Jake, what do you want to do today? I know you're pretty new to the world, but Dad promised he'd take us out to the carnival if you're down to go. I know you've never seen it before with your new eye.
Hello, boys. Are you ready to go to the carnival?
Don't mind my sty. It's just gain sentience. Yeah, he likes to tag along. So, Sty, do you want to go to the...
I am not your sty. I am your father. Having been enveloped with the spirit of the sty. Let's go, boys. Jacob, I'm glad you could join us. Who knew that the future would have such wild things?
Freeze. Flash forward 2,000 years to scientists discovering the corpse of this enormous sty person.
My goodness, it's bigger than the person. It's look at the fossil of how it's formed. It's completely enveloped it. You fuck me. You're gonna make me talk to myself again? Oh, wait, it's breathing. I'll brush off the dust from its face. Are you?
My son. He's still told you bring me back to life when my son could be reincarnated. Why would you do this to me?
Don't know what's happening. Genuinely.
Just like the last one 1,000 years ago.
Seal this tomb.
Oh, I don't know what's going on again.
That's
Let him rest.
That's the scene. That's the scene. That's the scene. What the fuck was that? Cool. Loved it.
That's
All right.
Would your mom believe that wasn't scripted?
No, she would think that you guys got together and wrote that last time.
All right. We're going to jump into
How we're going to top that?
jump into the second scene. I swear if anyone goes, "Oh," I will fucking flip. All right. So Caleb, can I get a location?
Let's go with a cave.
A cave, okay. And can I get some sort of a relationship, like out of the box relationship?
Out of the box, like cookie cutter kind of standard relationship.
No, like not doesn't come from the box like a cookie cutter relationship.
You think out of the box means the normal?
I think you said in the box. From the box.
You said I bought these cookie
box.
cutters off Amazon, and they came out of the box.
Let's go with a mother and
A daughter, cool. That's out of the box. A mother, yeah. Sorry,
No.
no. You go. You go ahead.
No,
You're doing your best.
I'm doing my
A
best.
mother and a
I'm-
giant sty.
A mum and a mummy.
a mother and a daughter who have been reunited
That's what we go
after a long period of time.
Okay, with that completely out of the box thing,
What was the? Where
this
was
is all three of you: cave, mother and daughter, reunited after a long time.
For a long time.
Beautiful, Caleb.
Thank
Okay, and the rest of us have our pauses, freeze timeline. Okay.
Oh my god, there's so much dust in this cave. Babe, why did you bring us here? Like, I know you like these like cave expeditions, but I told you I'm not a hiker.
I told you I had something interesting I need to show you.
Yeah.
Some that you would never believe.
Yeah, but like, really? We had to come out in the middle of nowhere?
Sorry.
Shut up. You shut your whore mouth.
All right, so like, how far away are we? Like 5 minutes, 10 minutes? Like, give me like a time
See
stamp
that
here.
cave up there?
Oh, there's a cave in this cave. Wow. All right. Yeah.
No, like within the cave,
Yeah.
you see how it like branches off into
Ye-
another cave?
Yes,
Freeze.
I see.
4 hours later.
Fuck!
Okay, I was
So tired.
I promise it's right here somewhere. It's she's dead.
Christy, is that you? I'd recognize that fuck anywhere.
Freeze. Flashback 20 years.
Fuck! Where are my Legos? I put them here.
Christy, how many times have I told you not to use the F word in the house, please?
Yeah, but it's the only word that expresses
Freeze.
how I feel.
Flashback 5 years in front of what you are now.
Fuck! Christy, I have told you, no F words in the house. If you use that F word one more time, I am out of here. I am leaving. I will walk out into the forest, find a cave, and
Freeze.
live.
1 minute later.
Goodbye.
Fuck.
Freeze. Flashback to present in the cave.
Mom?
Christy, I'm sorry. I walked out.
Are you living in a cave?
Well, I mean, I did warn you that's what I would do, but I got lost and I couldn't find my way back.
I mean, wow. Really commit to that bit, huh? Didn't you?
Surprise.
Wait, you knew about this? Okay, all right, okay. So you dragged me up here on our anniversary into a cave, which I hate hiking, to find my mom, who maybe I didn't want to find, and this was your romantic surprise?
A freeze. Flashback to the previous romantic surprise, the previous year.
Fuck! Yellow roses?
What? You said you like yellow flowers.
Yeah, but I'm allergic to roses.
Oh shit. How about I got some tiger lilies, some marigolds.
Oh my god, I'm just kidding. You're so sweet. These are so cute. No, you're fine.
Flash forward to the cave.
Surprise. I thought, you were just
how did
saying
you
that.
find her?
I'm gonna be honest, I was just sort of wandering through the woods as I did, and then I stumbled across her, and then I
Freeze. Flashback to the stumbling of Crosser.
Ooh, look! Oh fuck!
That was my leg there. I know I look like a piece of stone, but I'm a person.
Oh shit! Hey, what's your name?
Susan.
Susan
Yes, Susan Wilkinson.
Wilkinson. Do you know someone named Christy?
Almost there.
Oh, flash forward to cave.
I mean, I just don't know how I'm going to forgive you for walking out on me.
Flash forward
20.
5 minutes when she forgives you.
I forgive you.
Oh, thank
Wow,
you.
what a heartwarming speech.
Yeah, if I had known that, like, how much you suffered all these years and how you were just beating yourself up because you felt like you abandoned me and you genuinely couldn't find your way back because you're also really bad at hiking.
Freeze. Flashback midway through the heartfelt speech.
Christy, I just have to say, and I know this will mean much more to you than it does to me now, because I've come to terms with language. I fucked up.
Freeze. Flashback to the forgiveness.
Well, Mom, I fucking love you. Let's get out of this fucking cave.
I fucking love you too.
Thanks, babe.
Yeah, do you know the way? Because last time you just left. And
Freeze. Flash forward 4 hours.
Fuck, where'd they go?
And we hear from the cave. Okay. That is how we play that game. Good shit. Speaking of good shit, shall we take a big steaming good shit on these people's ears and do D&D?
I went to say, let's do it. But you kept speaking longer than I thought it was, so I was like, let's do it.
Yes, sir.
Leader of the Mind Flip.
In our last session, you regrouped in the tavern after a deadly battle with the Severian spy network who had attacked the city of Bale. While discussing your future moves, Bias informed you that he was changing his name to Force Majeure.
Dude, we've based the next 3 sessions around this, don't we?
Yeah, the big reveal. You then made your way to what remained of the Balls Academy to meet with Mistress Iarwin and Chief Humduck. They informed you that they were preparing for an invasion and they were going to keep all the fit people in the city and essentially move everyone else out to Abha to be safe. You agreed then to help them and also find allies for Bokt. Possibly the Fionians or maybe the elves or dwarves that are currently warring in Neodract. To help you on the quest, they gave you some potions and new weapons made out of steelwood. You did not get one, Force, because you... Yeah, it's going to take some getting used to. It's a little forced. But you decided not to take one because... thank you.
Don't lie him. You do them all the time.
All the time. But
They're not that shit, are they?
they're just song lyrics, Jake.
Daddy, I'll let you answer that question.
Yeah, but you literally used the word in the joke.
Exactly, it was very clever.
I don't know, it was a bit forced to me.
Hey! Comedy comes in threes, so we'll expect one later on. You decided
Don't
it
force me
best...
to do anything. Okay.
Why do people listen to this?
I don't know, but thank you, whoever you are out there.
We appreciate you.
Sorry.
You guys decided it best to bring Pier'ruup with you, at least to Abha, where there is a ship waiting for you to take you wherever you decide to go next. So we're going to take it from there. You guys are still currently in Bale, about to leave. Bucky is going to bring you to Abha and then make his way back to Bale.
So, you get to Abha. No. So, as you stand here in Bale, the smell of smoke still kind of littered throughout the area. This is one sleep after the battle at Balls. Not too long before we never have to say that again.
It's still stupid. It's just
Wait till we come up with the academy and severe testes.
you're gonna test
Technical
me there.
education, Severian tactical,
Infiltration.
yeah. Testic. Okay, so you're in Bale, right? You can smell the smoke of the battle beforehand. Bucky has kind of started, he's walked off with Chief Homduk to have a bit of a frank conversation about what to expect, what to do. You can see various villagers getting ready to leave and possibly head along the same path as the five of you. What would any of you like to do before you head on out, if there is anything at all? Otherwise, we can set off into the mist.
Are we just outside?
Yes, yeah. You essentially had that conversation. Remember, standing amongst the rubble of the burnt balls.
Is there any? There are, but like the town's destroyed, so there aren't really any shops or anything left, are there?
The town is not destroyed. The balls are destroyed. The town itself is in kind of like lockdown / get ready to go mode. Essentially, you were told that Galahara was going to deal with the children, bring the children back, or distribute the children. Bucky, they were going to try and keep the bailmen away from the coasts, just in case the ships do come in. But they're anticipating ships coming in from that western side, so they're sending you out to Abha to catch a ship out and escape. As far as shops in this place goes, no one seems to be manning any stalls or anything. Everyone seems to be getting ready, gearing up for trouble. It is like post-bombing kind of grab your shit and go. There may be places you can loot if you wish to. You can see that Frong and Honk are not closing down their establishment. They seem to be putting tables and shit out front, setting up almost like a schlop table for people to come past and grab food. They're essentially kind of volunteering all their food and supplies to help whatever the bolstering of this town will happen.
I'm ready to go.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Yes.
Force,
Hey.
good to go?
Yeah. Yeah, we can go whenever you want.
Etterath, let's go.
Okay. Bucky comes trotting on over. You can see that he's got I believe he's got a brand new bag. No, he seems to have a brand new short bow as well on him, a steelwood short bow that may or may not have been handed to him by Chief Homduk. Bucky turns to you all and says,
"Right, well, we'll be leading the way for a small handful of Bale townsfolk. It'll take maybe a night or two to get out to Abha. If you've got everything you need, we should set off."
Yeah.
Yes, I've got everything I need.
he marches with you to the town border where you see a couple of people with carts, kind of hand-pulled carts, what looks to be a tall Aasimar male with a Vidalcan wife and a little child. Their belongings on the back.
What does the child look like from a Vidalcan? And
the child is like a taller, more buff version of a Vidalcan with kind of larger ears and more pronounced nose than the Vidalcan would typically have.
Mm.
Is that good?
yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just checking.
Cool. Just didn't know you were interested in the crossbreeding. I can run you through everything.
make it sound weird when you say it like that.
One of Aasimar. Okay, so as you guys head off into the mists here, you take the road out through the dense, misty jungles. As you do, I would like to know, as you set off on this 2 or so day journey, what you guys are doing to aid travel, rather than just bland old survival checks. I'd love to know what you're doing. The imagination is the limits here as we set off on the first handful of hours here. Maybe you're encouraging people, maybe you're training, maybe you're ignoring people, maybe you're helping with the navigation. I'll leave it over to you guys.
What kind of people are with us?
You've got Barkanav, you've got an Aasimar male, a female Vidalcan and a child that I just described, but I can describe again.
No, you're good. You're good.
You've also got like a very light trail of other folk that are following along. Bucky in the lead, kind of leading the way there. You've also got tagging along with you Pier'ruup. A Yarwan has sent him along with like a little backpack on his shoulders. These very, very kind of thin linen clothes clinging to him. His welts from the tree roots healing up quite nicely, and he is kind of wide-eyed and staring off into the mists and the road with wonder.
Okay, so it's a pretty small group.
Relatively small group.
Yeah. Oh, so I thought we'd be leading like 100 villagers.
No, since you're heading off this quick, you gather that they'd probably get the children back and then get Galahara to lead another. Pretty much use Bucky and Galahara to go back and forth for the next little while. You're essentially sending news of what's happened and taking the first few people down there.
Is it the crowd? Are there any children in this crowd that have managed like that?
Well, there's a Vidalcan, female Vidalcan, and male Agenar.
It's not a crowd.
Can you roll a real quick perception check for me?
What's a natural one?
Natural one. So what you don't notice is a very small kid who's decided to bring a mop and bucket along, and it's not until you hear his voice that you realize,
Oh, blimey! What an adventure! I've never been outside the city before.
Pip has followed along.
Who is this? Does anyone know this kid? Who is?
Oh yeah, no, he's Pip's just the local laborer. He just works at like
He's a working man.
Oh.
yeah, he just does all the odd jobs of pretty much every town we've been to. Really,
No, just this one.
The female Vidalcan with like kind of short cropped hair speaks up and says, "Yeah, he actually fixed our cartwheel not too long ago, didn't you, Pip?"
Oh, I sure did. Any jobs you need doing, I'll do them. Easy as pie.
He'll do anything you want him to for a very small amount of money.
I feel like he was the one to be at Carson. This kid is talented. He could have done all his work for him. Anyways, nice to meet you.
Yeah,
Pip.
Pip.
Nice
Charles Pip. At your service.
He got a first name.
He had a first name when we met him. Yeah.
Charles Pip the Third.
That was Pip Charles.
Is he the only child, or is the other one?
No, so there's another child of an Agenar and a Vidalcan.
What do they look like?
So he's
Oh my god,
I'm joking.
those are the only two children.
Yeah.
And they died.
Agenar is going to, pick up a pebble, like a rock, cast light on it, and give it to the not Pip, because he's carrying a mop and a bucket. So Pip's hands are full.
the other kid, not Pip, hate Pip.
Don't worry, like Pip would not think anything of this. Pip doesn't get a lot, so
Caleb,
he's
however,
used to
has
it.
taken the spite.
Yeah.
Yeah, and give it to the child.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
No worries.
Thank
now
you.
you've got a nice little
can
ball
see.
of light. Yes,
I can see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You hold on to that, and you let me know when it goes out,
Okay.
and I'll make it glow again.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Dad, the chicken gave me a rock.
I'm gonna have my quarterstaff out and just like kind of almost patrolling, like going up and down the line of just trying to like make sure that everyone's keeping up and like keeping an eye out.
Faster!
Just like keeping an eye out to see if like anything in the mist is like, if there's anything coming from the mist or if it's behaving differently than normal.
Okay.
I'm going to walk around and through like the crowds.
Say
and
guac around?
No, walk around. I'm going
Sorry.
to walk around and use just prestidigitation to cool off anybody who seems like they're getting hot or tired. I don't know if the weather is colder.
It is.
No.
It is cooler, but it's not anything. Bucht seems to have a very kind of regulated temperature. Like it's a great place to live.
What
Great place
season
to
are we in?
invade. What season are we in, Caleb?
It's kind of like
Because it is. What is year of the
springtime, year of the
Golden
Golden Star.
Yeah, that's right.
What do I say?
258.
258.
Yeah.
258. The year of the Golden Star. Kind of spring, just kind of like newly kind of coming into springtime?
Where you are on the map, you're essentially in a very, not a tropical zone, like in the northern hemisphere, you're north of a tropical zone, and it's quite temperate here. Like the cold does get cold, but you know, Fianna is often a little bit more warm and tropical, and Neodract and Severe get a little bit colder.
Yeah, I'll be cooling people off.
Prestidigitated?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Getting tired.
I'm making sure Pier'ruup doesn't do something
Okay.
bad, like whether he wander off or explode into god energy or...
You can roll an insight check for me. Daelyn, you can roll a perception check and force majeure.
I'll probably just be walking with Bucky, not really doing much.
Bucky's going to make a survival check.
14 for perception.
14 for perception, okay.
12 insight.
12 insight and an 11 survival for Bucky there. With your 12 insight, you can see that Pier'ruup is incredibly enthralled by this kind of like journey with friends, quote unquote friends. And he keeps kind of wandering off towards the edge of the road, towards the mist. And you can see the mist kind of move away from him, kind of bellow and kind of move away from him and curl around him a little bit. As you're walking through, Daelyn keeping an eye out, you don't notice anything in particular. You do see far off in the mist, you notice possibly shadows of dark things moving here and there. But as you focus in on them, they don't seem to be tracking along with you. They seem to kind of move and then skitter away as if your noise and your marching distracts them or scares them, rather. As you're marching through.
Like, under my breath, be trying to cast spells to see if any of the spirits will be affected or people in the fog or things in the fog will be compelled to come talk to me.
So what spell are you?
I'm going to cast command to start.
Loves his command. So who are you aiming at?
Person, just if I see a shadow, into the mist.
Okay. Make a perception check for me.
So many dice. 5 plus something. Probably not good enough.
Yeah, like the shadows in the mist. You realize that for command you need
5 plus 5, 10 total.
You need to kind of latch onto a creature that can kind of hear you or see you, and not being able to identify a creature, the command is not going anywhere. All you do see Etterath occasionally as Bias uses command. And what word are you saying? Speak or?
I'll cast it because it's a journey. I'll cast it a couple times. Cast it once saying speak, one saying come. I knew it.
What other word would you like me to say, guys? Here.
Oh,
swallow.
Finish. Swallow. I heard it. I was about to say something similar. But yeah.
My goal is just to become worse than Jacob.
If anyone can do it,
Thanks.
I have my faith in you.
Thanks.
So I'll cast that twice.
Okay. Every time you do that, Etterath, let me check your passive. You rolled decent with your insight. Not great, but decent with your insight. Every time you do that, you force, with your passive perception, do notice that Pier'ruup kind of reflexively kind of shudders or kind of twitches as if...
I do, or...
You notice that,
okay.
and Etterath, since you are paying attention exclusively to Pier'ruup, you see that as well. As you move along through the roads over the next 2 or 3 hours, there comes a moment.
Comes.
Petty.
Roll initiative.
Let's just call this a warm-up episode.
As you're walking along the roads, Bucky does kind of throw his hand out to you, Force. Almost said Bias. Throws a hand out to you and says, "The roads." And you feel the rumble beneath your feet, the odd kind of waving of the stone of the roads here, the shifting back and forth, almost earthquake-like. The rest of the party seem to realize and feel this too. And Bucky calls back and says, "Quick, into the mist. Don't go too far. Just off the edge." And he stays on the road watching. What do you all do?
I'm going to usher the people Just make sure they're getting off the road before I get
Okay,
off.
you're kind of shoving people off ushering people off the road into the ditch there. Yeah, what's everyone else doing?
Listen to Buckinov.
This is the same stuff we felt when we were on our way to.
This is the same stuff you felt when the roads are about to shift and move.
Oh, so not when the ghost army marched down. Okay, cool.
No. As the roads start to shift and shudder and shake.
Yeah, I'll duck off the road into the...
Yeah, help with the gathering of...
Okay, you kind of shove
arms
everyone
and-
off.
it's
What's
not
Pip doing
shoving.
right now?
God blimey, I can move myself, I can.
And he starts to like jog, like leading the way off the road.
Okay.
I
Wow,
wanna take
Pip,
a
it looks
moment
like
to
you
just see if I
run.
can do any kind of, godly manipulation, godly power.
You can make a religion check for me, but the one thing you do notice is Etterath, hand on Pier'ruup, by Bucky striding towards them, saying, "Get off the road!" And Pier'ruup, standing there, frozen, seems to be terrified, is not moving off the road. You watch as Pier'ruup kind of plants his feet, and he goes, Pier'ruup, and Bucky grabs him by his shoulders. As Bucky grabs him by his shoulders, a burst of searing light comes from Pier'ruup, and Bucky stumbles back. As that light bursts out from him, it seems to fold out like leaves, like petals of a flower folding out, hitting the road there. As they fold out and hit the road, you watch as the cracks between each of the stones in the road seem to light up with this glowing energy, and Pier'ruup goes, Pier'ruup, and stomps down, and a wallop of energy bursts out from him as Bucky falls back onto the road. As the wallop of energy bursts out, the roads seize up and stop shaking.
Well, I'll be damned.
What was that?
Does that answer your question, Luke?
I have other questions.
Here's the question, man.
Were they the same power that I just felt? I only rolled 12.
Bucky kind of gets himself up.
Is everyone okay?
I think
Yeah,
so.
I think so. What?
Yes.
The roads aren't moving.
You watch as Bucky extends his pinky. It's glowing, and he points in the direction you were heading, and he goes,
The roads didn't shift. What the hell did you do?
turns on Pier'ruup. Pier'ruup kind of looks up with these innocent doe-like eyes and goes, Pier'ruup, and kind of stands with his chest out, similar to the way that Pip kind of struts around. And Pier'ruup starts to stroll past Bucky, same
He
direction.
saved
you
us
guys
some
are.
time. Let's go.
Is it just me, or does he make more sense than he used to?
Who? Pier'ruup?
Well, you wouldn't know. But yes.
He's never done this before.
No.
He's never... No, I don't think he's ever stopped the roads that have always been shifting in their tracks.
So
no, I
it-
don't think he's done that.
Was it him in the
Azorith.
first?
I meant just that general
Sorry.
showcase of magical capabilities.
I'm
not the
very
specific
stressed.
Oh no! I mean, we know that he's magical. His blood was.
Yeah, but I mean something in relation to the island. You've never seen him manipulate it before.
Well, his blood was being used to defeat the mist creatures, so clearly he has some
He was
connection.
the source of the purple power.
Right, and the guidance through it with the
I know
tattoos.
that,
So
but you've never seen him do anything when he was
No.
outside of his what was keeping him
No.
maintained.
Well, one question was answered. It wasn't him creating the road changes.
It wasn't.
Well, if it was happening before he was in the tree and it's happening after he's out of the tree and he was able to stop it just now, it would deign to wonder that he could have stopped it when in the tree.
Maybe he has to be on them. I mean, clearly he has. Clearly, he has some kind of power over the roads.
So he
by,
can move the
of
roads
course.
while far away, but he has to be on the roads to stop it. Okay.
or maybe he didn't want to stop it until he was on them.
Maybe he just
But
didn't
I don't.
know.
I'm
Only
not sure.
only when it's
Or
an
maybe if you
inconvenience to him
remember
that he
when we
stops
got
it.
him out of
Right,
the tree,
yes.
he was a literal fucking vegetable.
Well, yes, that
Fair
too.
A
point.
root vegetable.
The fellow only really knows his own name, right? I doubt he'd.
I'm trying out my
I
type
got you.
5.
I got you. I'm
Thanks,
there.
thanks Force.
Right. Well, I guess on we go.
On we go.
That's my next name.
On we.
I like that.
Henri Jor.
On we sure?
All right.
Bucky kind of sets out and jogs up to catch up with Pier'ruup, and kind of as he gets close to Pier'ruup, you do notice from behind that Bucky's tattoos kind of, there seems to be a current of light moving that kind of shifts towards Pier'ruup and then moves down his arm, like on that left-hand side where Pier'ruup is walking, like all the glowing kind of pulses down that way. And you watch as Bucky kind of moves ahead of him, the pulsing of light through the tattoos kind of coalesces at his back, where Pier'ruup is now kind of trailing behind him.
Going back to the source.
Okay. As you guys move on for another handful of hours, it is tough going. It is taking a while thanks to Bucky's not so good survival check. As you're moving on for the next handful of hours, can I go ahead and get some checks from people, please? I will need a perception check and then whatever else anyone else would like to do.
Perception check for anybody?
From anybody, yeah.
Okay.
Not everybody, anybody.
I'll make one. 16?
16. Okay, nice. As you look out over the clearing, over the road here, you notice nothing of danger. You do notice that the trees seem to be moving from that foresty, swampy kind of feel to more of a lighter fern kind of feel to them, like fronds almost. The odd, like, enormous monstera kind of look to it. As you're moving through, Bucky, marching ahead, making his survival check, kind of stops for a second and turns back at you, Bias, and says,
Bias, I've not been to Abha before. I'm sure we're going the right way, but I mean, there's no other way, right? What if, you know, when a compass is near a magnet?
Aye.
What if,
and he glances over at Pier'ruup and says,
what if same things happen?
It's quite possible. Honestly, it's also quite possible that maybe he shifted things and taken us somewhere.
Oh, yeah. And he might be controlling what I'm actually pointing at.
Can I look at his pinky finger and see if, like, the light's different? Because you're talking about the light on his back being different.
Yeah. Give me a perception check.
That's a solid 15.
15. It's not that the light's different. It's just that there seems to be, as he changes in space in relation to where Pier'ruup is, the light seems to start on the opposite side of his body, move to the side where Pier'ruup is, and then funnel towards his pinky, which he's using to direct, rather than just kind of pulsing from his chest out to his pinky. It's like it's moving across and then moving on and over.
Okay, hold your finger out.
Yeah.
Now,
pull my finger.
Later. I got other questions about you for that.
Oh.
Holding your finger out.
Got a lot of questions.
Walk around the back of him.
Uh-huh.
And then walk around the front of him and see if your pull gets taken in any other different direction.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You guys watch from behind as Bucky, pinky out, starts to, like, shift across to the right and then slowly back up and around Pier'ruup and Etterath. I'm assuming you're with Pier'ruup the whole time. Yeah. And then kind of moves around, walks past you, Etterath, just gives you a little nod, and then back to the front there. The whole time this has been happening, the light has indeed, with every heartbeat, the pulse kind of shifts over to wherever Pier'ruup is and onwards. And when he's behind Pier'ruup and the pinky's directly at Pier'ruup's back there, the pulse kind of goes straight to the pinky. As he comes around the right-hand side past you, Etterath, back to the front, he moves back up to you, Bias, and he says,
I didn't feel anything. It still feels like we're supposed to go in this direction.
Okay, we had a pretty cool light display on you. I don't know if you saw that, but
yeah, I can.
What we're gonna do, if he's what I think he is, he's gonna take us where he wants to go. If not, then he's just a poor delusional twit.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll keep an eye on him, I guess. Etterath seems to have that under control.
We drop back to Etterath. Are you doing anything? Pier'ruup's kind of marching along, thumbs in his backpack, kind of trotting, chest out.
Just silently.
to Isengard.
Yeah.
Just silently, just chaperoning
Excellent.
behind him. If he ever gets a little too far off, I just grab his backpack.
Yeah,
and
just
sort
kind of, he
you know.
gets a little bit distracted and he's like looking up at a tree and he kind of starts to shift over that way. And you just kind of grab his backpack and move him and he kind of shifts and walks over in another direction. It's kind of very small, wavy zigzags across the road here. It is starting to get into the late afternoon now.
Is
after all
there
this
any
walking.
way, if I'm looking at the roads, can I make like an investigation check to see if they're like trying to shift or if they're being held back or if they're actually just like...
Yeah, go ahead and make an investigation check for me.
11.
You know the Billie Jean film clip?
Yes.
Where he's walking on the tiles and they're like, boo, 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 boo.
Yeah.
There is something not too dissimilar happening with the cracks, not the stone walkway itself, and not this bright light, but where he's walking, there is a very faint glow coming from the footsteps that he's taking. With an 11, you can't tell whether the the road is resisting. But after that petal like opening of energy, there seems to be this glow underfoot that lasts up until about you guys kind of come past, like a second or two after he steps. It seems to dissipate. Agenar, Safirith, anything you'd like to do, or shall we?
Yeah, I would like to try to see if Pier'ruup's like innocent-y thing is as like
legit as you think it is.
Legit.
How would you like to do that?
I guess I want to watch him. And
just watch him.
Yeah, I want to watch him.
Okay.
In particular, like
you can roll an insight check that'll roll on for the next little while if you wish.
Yeah.
Yeah. For the next couple of Pier'ruup events.
Figure out how to describe.
Because
like
you're
his
also
reactions to when he like walks and the sort of the way he's walking on the ground, the way he's observing in an innocent way the forest and stuff like that. Whether it's all
okay. Everyone's evil for you guys, aren't they?
No. Just like trying to figure out if he's like.
I think he is a very powerful baby
with a plus 14.
Yeah, I guess that's what I'm trying to insight check, whether he's naive to what his ability.
Okay, yeah, give me an insight check.
Or if he does know.
Yeah.
You know.
Give me an insight check.
Just got God baby.
I'm gonna do it here.
Baby God.
Yes. A 22.
With a 22, you're observing him over the next little while. With what happened on the roads, with how he's reacting when Etterath's kind of pulling him back, when he's kind of looking at the changing nature, I'm going to make a
contest.
Well, it's a charisma roll, but you won't know what it is.
Exactly. Yeah.
As you look at him, he seems to be essentially a big baby, a big innocent baby, unaware of what he's doing, unaware of himself. He is comparable to Pip, really. Yeah, you see a lot of similarities with he and Pip.
BFFs now?
Aww.
Pip's the big baddie. Pip's the enemy here. As far as you can tell, like he is with your 22, he is 100% just like innocent buddy, doesn't know what the hell's going on with him.
Cool.
Yeah. Let your distrust of Jacob be lost. Yeah. Trust the rolls, don't trust Jacob.
Yeah, but I don't know what the...
I'm vibing,
I know
man.
he's got some wild stats, so...
I'm vibing.
Okay.
No, that's great.
You march on into the
I'll cast Compelled Duel at a shadow.
You cast Compelled Duel at a shadow. Go ahead and roll a D100 for me.
D100?
Yeah.
Excellent. I love D100.
I call this the Luke Sykes special.
That is a 000.
100.
So a flat 100.
Flat 100. Good luck.
Okay. So
sorry, guys.
You cast Compel Duel into the mist there.
And an especially large shadow.
What is the DC?
Of Compelled Duel?
Yeah.
Wisdom 15.
As you cast Compel Duel into the mist there, with a Wisdom 15, you hear a wispy,
Clever girl.
It's almost like a Last of Us. How did the clickers go? I used to do it, didn't I?
Yeah,
There it is. So it lasts for a minute. So I just hear that in my head for a minute.
You hear that for a minute and you detect something stalking along in the shadows, not too far off to the left there.
It's a clicker.
Just shifting through the mists. The mists are ever so slightly too
obscure.
Yeah. But with that roll, yeah, you definitely feel that you've latched on to something in particular.
It can move away from me. If
Mm-hmm.
it wants to, it just has to make another saving throw.
It seems to be sitting with you just off the road around 30 feet away from you.
Hey, Buggy.
Yeah.
Are there any creatures that like to stalk these mists?
I'm sure the mist creatures would stalk if they wanted to. Usually they wouldn't come onto the roads because...
What about non-mist creatures? I'm guessing wildlife lives in this fog.
Absolutely. There are deer and smaller insects, and there's birds around as well.
The massive monstrosities that eat men alive.
Yeah, there's big panthers, and there's
What about something that makes a noise kind of like...
no dolphins. No dolphins. No. Abha, they may be dolphins, but yeah, no.
Azorith just turns to Safirith and was like, "What are they talking about? Is that Force's mating call going on out there?"
Very attuned to his mating call, aren't you?
Well, I haven't heard his mating call, but if you have, that's between you and Force.
I don't think I like it. So.
Was that your ick? Was that your ick moment?
Someone's just been watching The Bachelor.
No, I just love that saying. When you catch the ick, when you're like, oh no.
Turtle mating calls.
Okay, sure. Excellent.
I just have a 16-year-old brother, so here. Oh yeah, I caught the ick. I was like, wow. Okay. I know.
Bias, you do detect this.
You didn't outgross Jacob on that one.
No,
I just got what Jacob was thinking about. Just caught the ick.
Just a 16-year-old brother.
Yeah, just caught the ick.
Caught the ick. The ick gets caught in the cum sock.
Horrible. Thank you. It's my baby brother.
He's
Thank
16
you so
years old.
Force.
Hi.
Is there anything you'd like to do?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. You move along, you hear this stalking growl for a little bit, and then it kind of slinks off, and you move on as the sun begins to set. Bucky says,
I mean, I know that Pier'ruup's got some good shit going, but I still advise that we risk the mist and head off off the road, at least a little bit, for our overnight kind of stay.
Agreed.
Excellent.
would anyone like to do anything to aid the search for shelter?
I would like to shift and use my keen smell to find a nice, dry, safe spot.
Excellent. Etterath shifts. The young Vidalcan Asimar kid who has ears and a nose. An Asimar father and a Vidalcan.
And he's a child?
Parent. He's a child, yeah. Okay. Kind of leans away from you as you make this transformation.
Azorith is standing next to that child, and he also leans away.
Welcome to the party, pal.
There's a Die Hard reference. Nice.
16.
16. Okay. With a 16, Bucky's doing a check as well. Bucky's rolling like shit. Bucky with a 10. Bucky seems to be having trouble adjusting with Pier'ruup in vicinity. You, Etterath, kind of stalk along. I had an image of you like ass in the air on all fours, sniffing, huge nose, just going sniffing the ground like a Looney Tunes character. As you kind of detect that there is some sort of small, flat, mossy alcove off to the right-hand side there as you're heading down the road that might suffice for a small campground for your dozen or so in your party.
Over here.
Bucky gestures. As the night's setting in, as the darkness starts to fall, the glow from Bucky and the glow from Pier'ruup's kind of footsteps on the road are becoming more and more pronounced. This warm, yellowy glow and this blue-purple glow from Bucky. As Pier'ruup steps off the road, the glow stops and he moves off into the mist. Again, like a plane moving through a cloud, the mists kind of swirl and kind of part ever so slightly for him as he moves down into this small little area. What's everyone doing to set up camp?
I'm going to help clear ground and be laying stuff out and just see if anyone doesn't have a bedroll or doesn't have enough supplies and give them mine because I don't need it. Or sorry, do you not have a bedroll?
No, I haven't. No, yeah, I have a bedroll.
Okay.
I'm rich. I have a bedroll. Well, I'm not actually rich, but
excellent. You kind of make sure this Vidalcan woman, Asimar father, and the son who's Vidalcan. You make sure they're settled in with their carriage there. You offer up your bedroll for the young child to kind of layer his own so that he doesn't have to sleep on the rocky, mossy ground.
Etterath, if I remember right, you made me a lovely breakfast one time. Why don't you make everyone a fantastic dinner?
Sure.
Excellent. Go ahead and make a survival check as you forage around and describe for me what you're collecting and what you're planning on cooking. once we make that check.
Etterath, if you need some supplies, I can conjure up some food and drink for everybody, and you can use that to make something interesting.
Sure. Sorry, I'm thinking. 16 for the survival.
16 for survival as you forage for foods. Agenar, what are you contributing?
Well, I can cast Create Food and Water, which would create some very bland 45 pounds of food
why
and
don't you
30
two,
gallons of water.
Yeah, why don't you two describe to me what you kind of cook up together?
Mm-hmm. So there's like small woodland creatures and like mushrooms and such.
You managed to track down like a Hakuna Matata kind of various bugs, meaty bugs and juicy bugs and things. Small game, you'd have to set traps and things for that, but you're able to forage mushrooms, berries, and kind of seeds from things that you're able to throw together. Agenar contributing. Welcome to this episode of Cooking with Etterath and Agenar. The camera pans down from behind the bench. We see.
All right, everybody. I don't know. I'm thinking like a flatbread sort of thing with like the bugs and like because Etterath keeps spices on them, so he can make like the veggies and the mushrooms a little more flavorful, and then do like a flatbread with the bug protein and a little bit of veggies on it.
Oh, yeah,
Maybe grind up the bugs so the kids will eat it.
No, that's what I mean. Like, you'd like turn it into
I'm not
like
eating no bugs.
Mix it up with.
I
don't want to eat bugs. Not a fan of bugs.
They'll probably give you a steak or something, giving you a light stone and a bedroll, and Pippa's got nothing.
All right, back the fuck off. No?
Why you get everything?
Hey,
Just because I have parents.
Give me that stone.
Hey.
Fuck off. Give the fuck out.
Boys!
I swear I will not grind up the crickets.
I don't want no crickets. I want steak like he's getting.
He don't like cricket. Oh no.
Babes, no one's getting steak.
It's a 10cc reference
Hey,
for
well, I'll be
anyone.
watching.
Listen to rock in the 60s.
Yes,
and
no,
70s.
we don't have any steak. It doesn't travel well.
Well, that was a mistake that you didn't bring it. We're good.
You're all right. You're all right. Yeah.
They're friends now. Great.
And I'm gonna say there's probably some dried like jerky that you could like almost camp food, like freeze dried meat nugget of some kind.
Well, I think that'd probably be better as like a lightly shredded.
my
Well, she can't say chicken nugget, can she?
Yeah, right.
I'm thinking thinly slicing that, almost like a prosciutto.
Okay.
Damn.
And some
Very Italian.
I'm gonna say like a couple blocks of like chocolate, like dark chocolate,
No, a bitter chocolate. Yeah, that'll be for dessert.
Yeah.
Like a berry chocolate compote.
Ooh.
Excellent. As this meal is being
More
prepared,
recipes for the cookbook.
is anyone else doing anything else?
Yeah, Azorith would sort of walk around. We'd cast Mage Hand and sort of pick up any sticks and just have that extra hand for more sticks and just kind of make some piles around. And then he'll light them with prestidigitation and just kind of give enough so that people can
Campfire.
crowd around their own little fires.
Yeah, much like burnt popcorn in an apartment. The
Sorry for the
light
smell.
kind of hangs. It's a bit hazy because of the mist there. But you light a campfire. Bucky is kind of doing laps of the area, just kind of keeping a keen eye out into the jungle there. The smell of the delicious meal reaches your nostrils, and as you sit on these fallen logs, tents, and bedrolls laid out, ready to go, you have a moment to kind of sit around the campfire for a little bit before we take watches and bed down for this first night.
I'll be walking around with Bucket, and I would like to see if I see any kind of remnant of civilization.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a perception check.
13 plus 5, 18.
So, like previous campers and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Or if there's signs of old battles, signs of...
Yeah, I got you. With an 18, as you wander around here, the nature of the roads is still a bit unknown to you. And as you're looking around, as the campfire kind of licks out over the trees around you, looking up the trees, you do see very, very old scores in a few different ones, as if a battle may have come through here or training may have come through here years and years and years ago. the trees have since grown and taken those wounds further up their trunks.
Not interesting.
You thinking of climbing a tree?
No, do you know anything of the history in this area? No?
Ava in particular, no. I
Did
know.
balls inseminate you with that knowledge?
Jesus Christ.
Nice.
I should have expected it, really.
Balls filled me with a lot of knowledge, but Ava in particular is the road to Ava is not really spoken about. Indeed, the roads. Sometimes this road might be the one that leads to Iarin, the mines. Ava itself, it has a mountainous kind of area nearby that kind of filters into the river that is the river Ava, where all the fish come from, kind of between the mines and the bay itself. As far
Why
as
is Ava not spoken about?
it's not. It's not spoken about. There's just nothing to say. They're hippies. They eat their fish and they hang out.
Right?
It's actually, as far as the towns here go, pretty innocuous, pretty just chilled, laid back. I wouldn't be surprised if we told them the news of the Balls Academy and they'd just kind of, yeah, cool, man, sort of thing. The roads are tough. Like, sometimes this road might lead to Lahias, so it's a completely different road. They've seen a lot, these roads. The fact that you found that thing that you said, the ball, the fact you found something is remarkable. Roads don't always lay down in the same areas.
I'm looking forward to finding out what this thing does.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully that ball has something good in it.
Yeah, might have to listen back to the episode and find out what I meant to do to activate it.
From memory, there was a primordial word for burn.
Right.
I believe, just off the top of my head.
I don't think that episode's been released yet.
No, it hasn't. No. It sounded cool. Listen,
I can't remember what the word was.
it was like something like that.
Just throw it out like a Pokeball and see what happens.
As you guys have your meals,
Azorith will sort of be seated just like a little bit away. Don't think he feels too eager to or too comfortable at this moment.
Mm-hmm. Too comfortable to hang
He's
out.
just kind of like is eating his bug sandwich salad.
It's a flatbread.
It's a flatbread. Jesus.
It's like a
pita.
It's a pita.
Yeah, so it's like instead of like chickpeas, it's bugs. And
Yeah, that's relatively good. Like
Full
it's
protein.
It's not too dissatisfying. As everyone chews their food and eats down. Is there anything anyone would like to do? This is your chance to. Essentially, I'm giving you a chance to figure out role play and figure out what the fuck you're going to do when you get down there, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we can.
Is it just a one-night journey?
You gather possibly 2 days, possibly another night, depending on how well Bucky rolls his survival, because no one's really pitching in on that.
I'm going to sit at the fire and just like pull out my sketchbook and just be like sketching all the people around me, just like looking at people's faces and studying people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you make a point of like knowing a face, because as someone who knows someone that can take on other faces, you want to be very careful.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
Agnar's gonna sort of, pick up a stick, like a forked stick.
Mm-hmm.
That
like
might
a
be-
divining rod.
Well, maybe. And as she sort of twiddles it around a bit, she thinks about Carsony.
Mm-hmm.
And was he wearing like a particular like medallion or?
I believe he had the amulet that you had, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The symbol of
You're wearing an
Briganti.
amulet, yeah.
Amulet of the Devout.
And I took it from him.
I believe so.
Yeah. What else was he wearing from memory?
He was wearing kind of like almost priest attire, but
I'm trying to think about it, like his shoes in particular, because I feel like that's the least likely item for him to change to like.
yeah. So
not
he was
be
kind of
a costume.
yeah. He kind of had like a ready cloak with priest kind of garb vestments on underneath and slacks and just simple leather shoes, not like big boots or anything, just basic kind of closed toe shoes, like dress shoes almost. But
Yeah. Agnar's gonna think about those shoes and wonder where those shoes might be walking presently. And I'm gonna cast Find Object. Locate Object.
okay, what is
Just
it?
to detect whether he's within 1,000 feet of us.
Within 1,000
Yep.
feet?
Just to see if he's following us or like,
As you
know.
reach out with your senses, thinking of shoes, thinking of feet, you're like Tarantino. You're like, this little piggy went to market. And as you picture Carson,'s feet,
No, his shoes.
his shoes,
Yeah, I can't picture. Yeah.
he would be like a 1.5 or a 2 on Wiki Feet, probably. And as you picture his shoes, you get no pings. Okay?
Satisfied.
After sitting and eating together in relative silence, this awkward
So what we're gonna do when we get to where are we going?
you end up. You don't have to. It can be a silent night, holy night. All this. Never mind.
Not even Christmas.
I mean, yeah, Bucky. So we're getting there. We got to get on a boat, right?
Yeah, Mistress Ayalwyn has a ship. Chief Homduk have a ship ready to take you and a few refugees out and around down to the south to try and get away from the Empire's ships.
And that's where this magical fish stuff is, or the magical fish stuff is where the boat is.
Magical fish stuff's in Abha.
That's where
we're
the
heading.
boat is.
Yeah, that's where the boat's
Oh,
coming
okay.
from. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You should really listen to the podcast. It's pretty
Yeah, I
good.
probably should. I don't think that episode's been released yet. So, okay, when we leave this land, where the fuck are we going? Are we going back to your 15-starred city? What was it called?
I'm a little bit of ways. I'm like not
From
in
the
group.
group.
Azorith is
Okay,
not
so
with the group.
that's an. Oh, you're away from the group. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
Azorith,
Yes,
I think you should join in on this.
sure. I'll be right there, and he'll come over.
I wouldn't really recommend us going right into Severe, but
Do you want to go to Severe?
Well, I was just asking what we're doing next.
force
to be
us
honest,
just throw
'cause-
in ideas around.
Yeah,
I was.
I thought
I mean, you chop the head off a snake.
I was more attracted to Neodrak.
You're attracted to.
I mean,
I got you. I'm
attracted to
fucking with you.
So literal sometimes.
Okay, so
Well, I thought we were looking for
I did say I'm not picky
allies.
there.
So yes, I doubt we'd find them in Severe.
right, so no one's Severe. So Severe is off the table. Great. Oh, look at this. We're getting somewhere. Severe is off the table. What about you, Etterath? Do you want to go anywhere? You got a backstory you haven't touched on yet. Let's go there.
We're literally about to hop on a ship. Don't worry. We've got it sorted.
You're about to get it, buddy.
All right, so wherever we go, it doesn't matter to you. Great.
3 of the 5 of us are from Fiona.
Yeah.
But do you think there'll be allies there?
Well, I'll
Like-
tell you, if we go to Fiona, we're gonna be in a bit of a sticky pickle. To be honest, they've already found me here, so
Well, what do you mean?
you know what I mean. Come on,
No.
Those assassins.
this guy, he's fucking sharp.
Well,
I don't know why I went fucking sharp. I got in London now, mate.
Oh, blimey.
good job.
You mean the red cloaks?
Yeah, them.
Those ones.
Right.
So I'm guessing your home doesn't want you either.
Oh, not my whole home. Just people in charge.
And Carsini was from Fiona, and that was a whole. So I suppose we don't know how involved they are in everything.
And how powerful is this council?
Quite.
Yeah, our council.
Yes, quite.
As in, they have like eyes and ears all over the continent.
I would assume a good ruling council should, no? Yeah,
In a
there's
few places they don't.
Oh,
Okay. Care to share? No? Okay. You got friends. Did you want to go check on anyone? Because last time you sent a message, it was a bit like scatterbrained.
oh yes, no, that's a good
yes,
point.
no, what?
And Agnar's just going to pull out her sending stone. Hi, Nesh. I hope everything's okay now. You sounded a bit stressed last time. Went to Bokt, had battle. Everything's okay now. Miss you.
There's silence for a moment, and like when someone does a collect call and doesn't know when to say their name, you hear,
The fuck is this thing? How do you get it to work? It made a noise. I don't get what.
Is that what they normally sound like?
And that's where we're going to end our session.
Oh, damn.
Thanks for listening to Theater of the Mind Flayer.
We go live on all good podcast app every Tuesday at what time?
I don't know. Do you know?
No.
Every time?
All the times, 2 a.m., 7 p.m. If you like what you heard,
Leave us a review on whatever podcast app you're listening to.
and if you didn't like it, then
Then turn it off and never listen to it again.
no, they could turn it on and listen to it again and find something better about it, and they actually like it.
That works.
Reach out to us on Twitter at mindflayer_pod and
Instagram at Theater of the Mind Flayer.